Hello, welcome to the Daily Purposeful Movement Challenge. Today we're going to talk about kettlebells and all the exercises that you can do with them. Now I'm only going to go through about 6 or 7 exercises. You can really use kettlebells for anything. You're going to have to change the weight of it to do, like, say, triceps extensions or back pulls, but I'm just going to go over some of the big ones that really are beneficial using kettlebells. So just a reminder, a kettlebell has a very distinct shape. I've got 3 of them, but it's really shaped right like a bell, and it's got this handle here that you don't have to do a death grip. Really, you can just let your fingers hang, and that's the key. Okay, sometimes you're gonna use it for the swings, but also the weight, because the weight is all really centrally located here, you don't have a large dumbbell or barbell, you can hold it nice and tight in the chest versus kind of having to have one handle or hold both handles. So that's the nice thing about a kettlebell. Also, you can really use this for so much of an over body, all body, total body exercise. So we're really limited on space and money. This is probably the biggest bang for your buck. So let's get started. First of all, we're gonna talk about the 2 kind of deadlifts. So several months ago, I think we talked about strength training and doing deadlifts, and we know that a deadlift, and we do them in our Daily Purposeful Movement Challenge, right, is that we're using your hamstrings, core engaged, we're gonna come down and up. We often do it on one foot, right? You're working your hamstrings. Here, we're gonna take the kettlebell and we're gonna come down and then back up. Now a kettlebell deadlift is where, and I'm really limited space in my garage, is that you're gonna come down to the floor and back up. Keeping the weight fairly close to your body so you're not way out here, core engaged. So this is the kettlebell deadlift. Now, the Romanian deadlift is that you don't come to the ground. So there's always resistance. So we're gonna feet a little bit further apart, core engaged, we're gonna come down. I'm not coming all the way to the floor, back and up. Core engaged, so there's always resistance and always work versus even for a moment of a break. So deadlifts is so good for the lower body. Keep the core engaged. I'm looking forward, don't look down, keep your back nice and straight. So there's your 2 different deadlifts. Again, the Romanian deadlift is that your kettlebell does not come all the way to the ground. Next one is the goblet squat. So, keeping it nice and tight. We know squats, right? We're gonna sit down, not back. You're holding it nice and tight in here. Shoulders back, abs engaged, look up, bend through your knees and come down and up. So again, we're not sitting back. Keep the core here. It takes upper body work to hold it nice and snug to your chest. So there is your goblet squat. Sometimes, depending upon your weight, some people like to do squats here, and that's fine. That's another option. Depending upon how heavy the weight is, I do have a 25-pound one, and it's gonna be really hard for me to hold here. So this, I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna look up. So 2 different variations of the squat, goblet squat, and then holding it nice and tight. Next is that we have reverse lunge. So we're gonna hold it nice and snug, core back, shoulders back, and we're gonna step back. And you can come up, step back, come up, step back. So we already do these with the kettlebell, holding it nice and snug. You're adding some weight, adding some work. Then we've got split squats. I'm gonna use this one. So split squats, usually our feet are hip level apart. We're gonna move 1 foot forward. So it's like a split. So the forward foot is my left foot, kettlebell on my right. I'm gonna come down into squat and up. So I'm a little bit more of a diagonal. I'm not in a lunge because the lunge is both feet are facing forward, same direction, right? That back foot is, you can do both hands. Again, you don't have to have a death grip the way it's shaped. We're gonna switch. Nope, that felt more of a lunge. There's your split squat. Looking up, Bend through those knees. Please bend that forward knee a little bit more. Okay. Next up is kettle swings. And this is probably best over body. I'm gonna do it with the 15-pound one, okay. So this one you're gonna hold on to the kettlebell because you don't want it to go flying. Feet are hip level apart, shoulders back. We're gonna swing back and then up. Thrust your pelvis forward. So the motion is I got the kettlebell coming here and then thrust forward. That's the key, thrust forward. You're bending through your knees, thrust forward. So let's add the kettlebell, ready? You're gonna feel it. This is a great way to get the heart rate up there. Thrust. Right, use your pelvis, come on, thrust, use your hips. Okay, the last one we're gonna show is really called the suitcase carry. But remember the farmer's carries? It's gonna help us train our body so we can carry things. Great for kettlebells. You don't have to have a death grip. The only problem is that you have to have two the same weight, and I don't. So if you've got two 15 pounds, 10 pounds, right? You can do farmer's carries and just start walking. If you don't, you use something called a suitcase carry. And this is, imagine we're carrying a suitcase, but we're not leaning, right? Because that weight, we're not walking like this. We wanna come upright, core engaged. We're really focused on strengthening the left side, finding your shoulders are nice and square, and then you're gonna walk. So you're carrying the suitcase, really focusing on staying level. Don't let the weight pull you down, come up. And then you're gonna switch. Suitcase carry, training the body for life. You don't have to have that death grip. So there are some kettlebell exercises. There's lots of information online, so if you're looking for more exercises, Google it, pardon me, look on YouTube, there's plenty of videos. This is just a good starter guide to using exercises using kettlebells. Pardon me. I highly recommend you look at garage sales, Facebook Market, OfferUp, Craigslist, Kijiji, wherever your local community, free, buy nothing, whatever, and find them because people buy them and they never use exercise equipment. And kettlebells, I'm gonna tell you, right? These suckers can be old. This isn't, but they can be, 50 years old. So invest in some kettlebells, you don't spend a lot of money, right? This one my kids got for me, and this, I've linked this one up. This is my 25-pound one, right? It was on Amazon. The least expensive kettlebell I've ever found in my life. I was shocked, good shopping Palmer. So there you go. Thank you for participating in the Daily Purposeful Movement Challenge. We are aging well together. Have a great day.